What are some things that you think the Bengals need to take care of this upcoming offseason?
I mean, the fact that I have to say this for what seems to be the 100th year in a row is just kind of sad. But it's got to be offensive line depth. I know that some of their starters were hurt. I know that their backups were in. But when it comes to that situation, those backups played atrocious in the game that mattered most. I mean, to start the season, that offensive line was horrendous. It took them 4 or 5 games to really kind of get things going underneath. And I don't necessarily know their cap situation either. But aside from Kappa and Collins, they really need to figure out that line because you were just going to get Joe Burrow killed without protection. And it showed that the offensive line broke down in a lot of situations throughout the year. They had some flashes and some stretches where they looked great, only a sack or two a game. Then they had some where they let up 4 or 5. Again, they played great against Buffalo, but then Kansas City was able to keep Joe on his ass. So that's one for me. I know people are going to say, well, they were injured. Yeah, well, when your backups suck that much, they probably shouldn't be on a roster, especially in the most important game of the season. At number 2, I'm going to go with the secondary. They have some big free agents that they're going to have to bring back. Von Bell, obviously Jesse Bates. Eli Apple is going to hopefully be in the XFL somewhere on an irrelevant team the next couple of years because he
You
sucks.
hating? You
But
hating?
it's not hate, he's ass. You got to really look at it like, okay, well, if we do happen to lose either of those players that I had just named, that is going to be detrimental to the secondary for the Bengals. So I would say re-signing them and adding some depth just in case in the coming draft or in free agency. And then you have to focus on the pass rush. They had 30 sacks. That was 4th worst in the NFL, Kyle.
Yeah, it was bottom of the barrel bad.
We're talking about scraping for crumbs here. I know it's easier said than done to get a sack in the NFL, but when you're a team that plays 17 games and all you can manage is a sack or two a game, that's pretty embarrassing. And considering the Colts don't exactly have a named pass rusher that isn't DeForest Buckner or Yannick Ngakoue, that's pretty bad when you have Trey Hendrickson on that side. So I would probably assume that the Bengals are going to probably go after a big-time pass rusher to improve that defense somewhere in free agency, or they're going to go and draft somebody because they're going to need some depth on the defensive side because we all know what the offense can produce when healthy. That defense has got to find a way to make plays, get some turnovers, and pressure the quarterback. So in order, offensive line for me is going to be the most important piece. I don't care if it's backups to backups, or practice squad backups. You got to have people ready to go because Joe's got to be able to stand up. Then you got to go secondary and re-signing and prioritizing Von Bell and Jesse Bates. And then, of course, like I said, you got to go and add some depth to the pass rush.